Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. A huge bunch of very weird news, so hold on to your seats. To start things off, Ethereum co-founder, his name is Vitalik Buterin, has proposed to use the Bitcoin Cash blockchain as a temporary scalability solution for the Ethereum network. The programmer introduced a summary of the idea in a post on the 13th of July on Ethereum Research. As previously reported, the Ethereum network has experienced many times scalability issues with its native blockchain capable of processing as few as 15 transactions per second, while its major competitor Ripple is reportedly estimated to be able to have 1,500 transactions per second, and even more so, it's been reported last year that I believe Tron and EOS can do, rather, their blockchains were tested for stress, and they could easily do, according to their research, anywhere between 3,500 and 5,000 transactions per second. As such, the Ethereum community has been working on Ethereum 2.0, a major network upgrade that is expected to improve its scalability once Ether shifts from proof of work to the proof of stake algorithm. While the first stages of the Ethereum 2.0 shift are expected to come in early 2020, Buterin has now suggested deploying other blockchains as a new option to improving Ethereum scalability in the short term. Specifically, Buterin said the Bitcoin Cash blockchain is a perfect match for his purpose, as the hard fork cryptocurrency provides a data throughput to around 53 kilobytes per second as opposed to Ethereum's 8 kilobytes. Additionally, Buterin outlined 3 other compelling reasons for using the blockchain, including low fees, the readiness of the necessary machinery, and the Bitcoin Cash's community's openness to people using the blockchain for whatever they want, as long as they pay the transaction fees. In the post, Buterin notes that Bitcoin Cash's 10-minute block time as the main impediment to becoming a good Ethereum scalability solution. However, the expert noted that this problem could be solved by zero confirmation payments using techniques like avalanche pre-consensus. Here's the actual post right here from Vitalik Buterin, writing everything that we just spoke about him saying that he believes or sees that potentially Bitcoin Cash could be a short-term data availability layer for Ethereum. A lot of people, depending on where you look in the internet, I believe it also even says it's somewhere around here. A lot of people were not too happy with the proposal at all. The crypto community on Twitter took a negative stance on Buterin's new Bitcoin Cash integration proposal, with some commentators forecasting that such a scenario could lead both Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash to a faster collapse. I thought this was a joke at first. I tried to dig deeper as much as possible, and it didn't even require that much deep digging to figure out that he actually did say this, and apparently this is one of the proposed solutions over the next couple of months before we actually do potentially end up getting Ethereum 2.0 at the I believe it was the 3rd of January. So sometime, rather the very beginning of next year. Kind of weird that this would be the first proposal, or that he would openly say so, because just to give you a little bit of history, in the past, we have seen some strife, some being a very light word, between the Bcash community and the rest of the cryptocurrency community. So the fact that they would, or rather that he even thought this was a proper proposal when there are other blockchains that are probably more well suited, was a little weird. Even if you look around the other people who are offering their advice as well, there are people who suggested the use of Steem, that is STEEM. There was also suggestions for where the other ones, blah, 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 blah. I read through the whole thing and I'm trying to find the most important parts. People were talking about Dash as well. There were also people talking about Digibyte. Just because a lot of the other blockchains, they say, are able to process transactions a bit quicker, or you won't have to wait for the 10-minute confirmation block times on the Bitcoin Cash network. Kind of weird. I do think this smells like desperation. It's a little sad and a little weird that Ethereum has come this far and now they have, or it is being proposed that they use Bcash as a scalability solution at all. I feel like just not mentioning this and waiting 6 months for Ethereum 2.0 to kind of come out and then not really it's very odd. No one knows if this is actually going to happen. It has been proposed, but the fact that it has been proposed or even come out to the light at all is very odd for the larger community, especially for a lot of people who have been with Ethereum for a very long time, such as myself. To be fair, Ethereum has said before that we should have had updates. It was 2018. No, it was 2017 at first, where we should have had some of the first upgrades. And then it was the beginning of 2018, and then the middle of 2018, and then the end of 2018, and then it was the beginning of 2019, and then it was the middle of 2019, and now they're saying the beginning of 2020. It's kind of weird, and I don't really know what to think. I don't know if this is... I don't think that this is the end of Ethereum. It's clear that at some point they will be able to figure out a solution, but other chains are already doing so. You can't really survive on, what is it, 15 transactions per second. It's not very viable, and this is why we've seen a lot of other projects moving away from Ethereum. Building on top of EOS or on top of Tron or on top of Stellar or any other place kind of out there. Anyway, this has been proposed. No one knows if it is going to happen. But it does not seem like it is a good indication of things to come in the future, especially if Ethereum doesn't manage to start launching ETH 2.0 on the 3rd of January. That is not going to be a good sign for the future. Next up, the UK government has drawn up an action plan aimed to combat financial crimes that it says will include action on crypto assets. The new economic crime plan for the HM Treasury and the Home Office is aimed to overhaul the way economic crime is tackled, building better cooperation between government, law enforcement, and the private sector, according to an announcement on Friday. The action plan has been agreed. Someone wrote that twice. Has been agreed between Chancellor of the Exchequer, Philip Hammond, Home Secretary Savid Javid, and the leaders of the law enforcement agencies, major financial firms, and legal accountancy and property. Who has these such long titles that these seem completely unnecessary? Setting out the Tackle Fund, money laundering, bribery, and corruption, both at home and abroad. The plan includes a £6.5 million backing from Barclays, HSBC UK, Lloyds Banking, Nationwide, RBS, and Santander UK to reform the suspicious activity reporting regime. The announcement reads, and I do quote, "All parties will work together on long-term funding for developing richer intelligence and improving operational effectiveness in the fight against dirty money." Okay. The agency also intends to take action to ensure cryptocurrencies are not used for money laundering and other illicit activity. The latter will see the establishment of a new crypto asset regime in conjunction with the UK's Financial Conduct Authority, going beyond international standards to create one of the most comprehensive global responses to the use of crypto assets in illicit activity. If you're piecing everything together, kind of understanding, or rather, if you're getting and connecting the dots, it's not random or haphazard or any mention of happenstance that all these governments at the same exact time are trying to draft things against cryptocurrencies or to stop dirty money or to stop any type of illicit trading or activity. This has been echoed for the last week and a half, and I think it is because we have the US fighting against crypto and against the Libra. We have the United Kingdom doing so. We have India doing so. We have Russia doing so. We have the G7, the G20, and there's something else also coming up within this week and also next week. So I think once again we are having a mini repeat of what happened during 2018. For those of you who were not here, we had a situation where governments were screaming at the top of their lungs that they were going to be banning cryptocurrencies or hampering the usage of cryptocurrencies or stopping the usage of cryptocurrencies all at the exact same time. And at the beginning of 2018, I think after the first 3 countries, I was like, wow, they're serious. They mean business. But after the 15th country came forward and said it, I think they were exactly a week after each other. It was fairly clear that they were trying to do so, coordinating with each other to either scare the market or scare people within crypto as to what is going to be the future of regulation. The entire point always comes down to, every single time, if you read the information, not even between the lines, is that they're trying to focus on ways to control cryptocurrency exchanges, and to a much wider extent, stop ICOs and STOs and IEOs. They can't and are unable to actually stop the usage of cryptocurrencies, and this is why they continue to say over and over that they're trying to stop any type of financial firm or any type of institution who is doing the transfer of funds within the cryptocurrency space, that they will be heavily regulated. They can't stop you or anyone else from actually using cryptocurrencies. And this is why, if you, and I've noticed the same exact thing again from 2012, 13, 14, and 15. They keep making sure to mention, especially if you paid attention to things that have been happening in the last couple of days within the United States, that what they're doing is to help the privacy of people at large, and also to stop this whole dirty money thing. They keep saying that they're doing it for consumer and investor protection, but it has nothing to do with that. 0%, and the governments know it as well. Even when questions are asked of them as to the exact meaning of, the dirty money, so and so and so, it always comes down to, and sometimes the regulators slip as they're saying this, it comes down to the fact that they're like, well, we need to provide, like they're only concerned about their greater interest, and they want to make sure that they know exactly where all these transfers and transactions are going to. If you use a cryptocurrency wallet, they're unable to do so, and this is why we have the movement of look up proof of keys, and you'll kind of understand a bit more as to what I'm talking about. Here's the actual thing right here from gov.uk. It says, criminals to face fresh crackdown and fight against dirty money. So the same rhetoric over and over and over. As more people, and I'm hoping this does end up happening, we will always have people who won't do their own research, who will be more comfortable under the heel of someone else. If you use a cryptocurrency wallet, it can control your own private keys, no one can stop you from doing anything. This mainly pertains to people using cryptocurrency exchanges, which are also getting banking licenses because they're going to become the new banks in our system. While it is convenient to use them, just make sure that you understand, if you're trying to send money back and forth or get money off of these platforms, even send money to these platforms, you are being tracked, you are being traced, and you are also going to be told what to do with your money. I've known a couple of people who have tried to take money off of cryptocurrency exchanges, and they've been told no. People have been trying to buy cryptocurrencies through their current banks right now, and they've been told no. So pay attention to where the future is going, because governments are going to heavily control cryptocurrency exchanges, and make sure that you are not part of that heavy control. Here's the actual article once again, and let's move on. Next up, India is in the news. Draft legislation that would allegedly impose a ban on the use of cryptocurrencies in India is being circulated by local blockchain legal experts on social media. An unverified document published to Scribed by tech lawyer Varun Sethi on the 15th of July appears to reveal a draft bill entitled Banning of Cryptocurrency and Regulation of Official Digital Currencies. Even if authentic, the bill would not allegedly be debated during the 2019 monsoon session of the Indian Parliament, according to one local crypto industry figure. Running at 18 pages, the document proposes a definition of cryptocurrency as any information or code or number or token not being part of any official digital currency generated through cryptographic means or otherwise providing a digital representation of value. That's very smart of them. If you were here during 2018, governments were proposing laws and regulations on top of cryptocurrencies, but every single time that they did so, it made no sense, because the crypto industry was kind of able to simply change something, or just change a letter, change a number, whatever the actual case might be, in order to make it something completely different. The industry lawmakers were trying to simply propose bans on things that were called cryptocurrencies, or any type of a release of one, but it didn't pertain to airdrops, it didn't pertain to ICOs, like they didn't encompass anything. So the fact that they've mentioned any information or code or number or token is quite smart on their part. The definition then further notes such currencies used in exchange as a sort of account of value and includes their use in financial transactions as well as investment schemes. The proposed bill suggests that a digital rupee, digitally issued by the country's reserve bank, would be approved by the central government as legal tender, while all currencies satisfy the aforementioned cryptocurrency definition would be comprehensively prohibited. The document reads, no person shall mine, generate, hold, sell, deal in, issue, transfer, dispose of, or use cryptocurrencies in the territory of India, end quote. Once again, no one knows if this is true, but this is being circulated by a number of, not lawmakers, kind of lawyers and stuff like that. Here's the actual thing right here. While I believe a larger extent of, first of all, I think it would be ridiculous if India did decide to initiate something like this. The other hand, I would understand why they would want to initiate the initiation of something like this in the first place. If the United States is afraid of Facebook's Libra coin, imagine how other countries around the world feel, or what they feel would happen to them if Facebook were able to launch their coin as well. Just to keep that into kind of more context, I wanted to say more, but that would make for about a 25-minute rant. I'm pretty sure you understand exactly what I have to say. There are a lot of countries around the world who, while they may have a large population, are not doing as well economically or as well as many other major countries around the world. If Facebook is allowed to launch their Libra, almost immediately a number of major countries would start to see more economic cracks in their system than we're already seeing right now. And also a lot of countries who aren't doing well economically would be squashed out within a couple of months. And the major fear, I believe, from governments is that they themselves would have to go on bended knee and stand before Facebook and say, how do we integrate your system into ours? Tell us what to do. How do we make this better? And this is why I think we've seen the proposal of a digital rupee multiple times, but this is the first time that we are seeing the alleged draft of what could possibly happen within India. It's very weird. I think a lot of this is, I don't really know how to even put it into words. We've seen before that there have, especially the people from Ripple, have a foothold in India. I don't want to use the, it would be very odd if India decided to ban cryptocurrencies in general, except for the digital rupee. The rupee itself isn't like the strongest currency in the world. Like, it's not even, they're already going through their own levels of inflation and distrust within the government and the country and the monetary system. So for them to simply digitize something, and there are also a couple 100 million people in India who have no access to the internet or to many digital devices. I do watch documentaries. I'm not in India myself, but I do make sure to do research before I say things out loud. So the fact that they think that they would be able to switch over to something digital, which would also then cut out millions of other people from the financial system that they have right now, which is heavily reliant on the use of paper currency, would be kind of weird. Anyway, once again, keep in mind, this is now another country that's been added to the list the last week and a half, who's been outspokenly talking negatively about cryptocurrencies. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, the leading crypto exchange known as Binance has locked in the 12th of September as the last day it will serve U.S. customers. From the point forward, users in all 50 states will no longer be able to trade on Binance.com, but will still be allowed to withdraw their digital assets. Meanwhile, Binance has partnered with a firm called BAM Trading Services, which will operate its new trading platform dedicated to the U.S. market, which we know is going to be called Binance US. The new platform called Binance US. But so far, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao says no launch date has been set. It's also not clear which crypto assets will be offered on the new exchange. He said, "We definitely hope it will be within the next 3 months timeline. And we are working very hard together with our partner on that. But the truth is, there is some uncertainty. Wow. We don't control everything, but I think 3 months is generally a reasonable amount of time to get an exchange up and running. What it appears to me is that, first of all, for those who don't know, if you are using Binance and you are in the United States, within the 50 states, you will be barred or banned from using the normal Binance website on the 12th of September. And this is why they are creating Binance US. They are doing so because the US does have a major market for the cryptocurrency space. However, it has been very restrictive for Binance to enter the United States without closing off access to Binance to American users. And this is why they're creating Binance US. And at the moment, no one knows which coins are going to be offered on Binance US. I would say it's a good 50-50 shot. They're either going to get the Gemini basket or the Coinbase basket. I feel like Coinbase has been... okay, I almost used a bad word. Coinbase has been more friendly to regulators than Binance previously was, and I assume that the coins that are going to be listed on Binance US first are probably going to be Bitcoin, Ether, maybe Bcash, Litecoin, and random fifth coin. I don't know if Binance US will already have the necessary paperwork to be able to list Tron, EOS, XRP, Cardano, all those other coins, but it's fairly certain that they'll probably get, like I said, the Gemini basket of coins, the Bitcoin, the Ether, and the Litecoin on their platform first. Next 3 months is a very long timeline. I assume regulators are... When you use cryptocurrencies, when you're within the cryptocurrency space, when you use Binance, when you use... I don't use Poloniex, but when you use Poloniex, when you use any of these other systems, and you realize how quick that financial transactions can be, when you realize that it doesn't take 6 months, 3 months to be able to do something, you understand that the regulatory industry is actually a dying practice. I was watching something a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about the future of blockchain, and it wasn't like a super utopian thing where they're like, yeah, blockchain's awesome, going to be used for everything, we're amazing. It was more like the actual implications, like when governments don't talk about Bitcoin, when they clearly understand the implications of people issuing digital currencies or other digital currencies taking away their power, especially with the talking about the banning of digital assets. It's because they understand where all of this is going and that their power is slowly being siphoned away. That's not being mean, it's just kind of the truth. What blockchain is going to do in the next couple of years is going to be absolutely phenomenal, because all these laws, everything that we are currently regulated under, they're all in books. To a larger extent, 99% of them are written on computers in code. Like when government leaders need to check up something, they're not usually going to those old books. They have all the information that they need on the computer somewhere. And when you implement AI, when you implement any other thing that can simply go and find the information in a matter of seconds, as opposed to taking 3 months, it doesn't take 3 months to draft paperwork or to even print out paperwork. You can simply say to a company, your systems will be put under this control in accordance with the laws that we have on the digital books, and therefore, handshake, there you go. You're kind of going on your way. The timelines and the amount of time that it takes for these things to kind of be activated and to be given and to be put into practice, the old world that we know is rapidly fading before our eyes. For those who don't know, I am considered a futurist. I love the idea of the future. I love the idea of blockchain, of cryptocurrencies, of technology, of self-driving cars, of fractionalized digital assets. I love all of these things. I love the idea that in the future, we won't have to use accountants. We won't have to really deal with regulators or have to deal with anyone, because the information will simply be on the books. It'll be dealt with AI, and we'll be able to access information even quicker than we already do right now on the internet. Not to really draw on the subject, but it's really a shame that things that could be happening so much further. I think the cryptocurrency space would at least be 7 years further to where it is right now if we didn't have to deal with regulators. A lot of things that we've gone through the last couple of years have had to do with the slowness of regulators. Like even for Facebook talking about launching Libra, it took regulators, what was it, like 9 weeks? to announce that they were going to have a meeting, which is happening today and tomorrow, to talk to Facebook about it. It's just this very slow. So-and-so, we need to have a meeting. We need to talk about it. We need to have a cup of tea and to shake hands and to discuss this. And then I'll see you guys again in another 5, 6, 7, 8 months when we discuss it again. It's taken governments 24 months plus to give any type of regulation on cryptocurrencies. It's this very, for what it's worth, once again, the longer they take, the better it is for us. But it's this slow movement. It's this slow pace. It's this we hope within the next 3 months that the SEC and the CFTC will finally meet with us and say, yeah, here's your paperwork. You can finally do this. This is all outdated. We don't need any of the old structures anymore, because even if we took the old laws and just simply digitized them, we'd be able to access that information within a couple of hours. It doesn't take this long. Anyway, I'm rambling on because I'm unimpressed with the old systems, and let's move on. To kind of finish things off, the New York Department of Financial Services has granted virtual currency licenses. All this as well has granted virtual currency licenses to subsidiaries of aspiring crypto derivatives provider Seed CX. The New York Department of Financial Services Superintendent Linda Lacewell announced on Monday that Seed Digital Commodities Market LLC and Zero Hash LLC, both of which operate under Seed CX, had received BIT licenses, while Zero Hash has also been granted a money transmitter license. The Bain Capital-backed crypto exchange launched spot trading services earlier this year and hopes to receive regulatory approval to offer forward trading in the coming months. With its BIT license, SCXM is now legally able to serve as a matching engine for crypto buyers and sellers, as well as act as a platform for block traders. The company can also provide services to large financial and trading firms as a result, with Zero Hash acting as a money transmitter in partnership with SCXM. Cool, great, amazing. The New York Department of Everything takes a very long time to give or grant BIT licenses. We had news last year, I think, that they had only given out, 6 of them in total, after I think it was like 150 companies had gone to them saying, hey, can we have one as well? This also feeds into my anger of how long things take. I understand, I really, really do, that you can't just allow anyone to kind of have a money transmitting service or of some sort when dealing in the cryptocurrency space or even the financial space, because we have had a lot of scams, we have had a lot of so and so, but the time that it takes to do all of these things is unnecessary. And I was reading before about the amount of fees and things that go into it. It has nothing, a large part of it does not have a thing to do with consumer protection. It has to do with the fact that these government agencies want you to feel like you've earned something after having taken a year and a half to be able to get a piece of paper. They also want you to pay fees. They want you to pay this on top of that. They want you to know that you have to pay a couple of million before you can get their attention. It's a very archaic way of dealing with finance, but alas, this is how the world works. It won't be working this way for much longer, especially, if you get a chance, watch, trying to figure out what it is. I want to say there's some TED Talks, but there are also documentaries, and I don't mean like the really weird ones where they talk about aliens and stuff, but like watch things that are going to be happening within the next couple of years with blockchain, with information. Watch some conversations between Andreas Antonopoulos and other people, and you'll have a very clear idea of where this space is going and why I get so, I don't want to use the word flustered, but why I get a little energetic sometimes when we talk about the future of the cryptocurrency space, because so much of this is unnecessary. So many of these things that they're doing are, I don't even dare to use the word futile, but it's kind of exactly what it is. It's this really weird old system that's trying to make sure that it remains relevant in a new system that doesn't care about it. Like, you can issue as many laws and so and try to fight dirty money and try to stop this as much as you want, but it really does nothing because cryptocurrency continues to move forward regardless. Like, it was expected last year, 2018, that the cryptocurrency prices would only move after we had regulation and Bitcoin went up by 4 times, 5 times. It was 3,200. It touched 14,000. The crypto space moves regardless if we have regulation or not. And this is what I think that governments are having a hard time with. They're used to being able to say, I'm going to scare you. This is going to scare you when you'll stop using it. And then people kind of back away from it. But that's not the world that we live in anymore, because we live in a very digital world where if someone spreads misinformation, you can Google it. You can see that it's false, that it's fake. Or you can even have governments talk about that crypto. What was the thing that happened a day or two ago? Or even the other people who continuously talk about cryptocurrency that is only used for illicit activity. It's used for drugs. It's used for human trafficking and all this other stuff. And like, it's like we know that these things aren't true, because I'm using crypto, you're using crypto, he's buying crypto, she's buying crypto. There are blogs with people who live their lives just using cryptocurrency. So it's like, to say that this is only for illicit activity is clearly a lie. And this is why I think a lot of people have stopped paying attention to this negativity from governments. Like I had said before, and what I'm going to repeat again, we will receive regulations on cryptocurrencies around the world. That is going to be a given. However, the most that they can do is to stop crypto exchanges and to stop people from launching new cryptocurrencies. But that doesn't really matter, because, to be honest, the cryptos that we already have right now, they suffice. We don't really need anything else, as it were. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Bankroll Network, Master Ventures in Thailand, Janae Francis, Triple M and J, My Keto Kitchen, Adobo, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Crypto Joe, Mohair Maroney, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Clara T. Snowden, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Nicholas Runner, One Piece One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Tom Sucks at Basketball, and Sam Skips Leg Day, Jeremy the Photographer, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, and Nick. Thank you all very much for your support. At the moment, the market is all over the place. Bitcoin is currently up by 6.16%. It's currently sitting at 10,800 US dollars. The other coins are randomly up and down. Bcash is obviously up by 9% on the idea of the proposal that my goodness, that Ethereum would even use the Bcash network and pay their transaction fees, which is causing the price to go up. Every other coin looks to be in a upward swing because Bitcoin is moving up. Tether's in the red, which means people are selling off Tether to buy up cryptocurrencies. Not a lot of coins are in the red Satoshi-wise. I mean, a lot of the other ones, kind of. No real other coin is doing anything spectacular. A lot of the other coins, like the other random coins, continue to go up. NEM is up by 10%. We never hear about NEM. Cosmos is up by 13%. When was the last time you heard 7 days in a row where people were talking about Cosmos? A lot of the other coins are kind of up and down because they can't really tell where the market is going. Today's the day, once again, where we have that I'm very excited for, and I shouldn't be. You know you're getting older when you're excited for like for people to stand before Congress and like talk to them. That's a very clear indication that you're getting older. I'm excited to see exactly what is going to happen during the Facebook testimony today as they talk about Libra and exactly the impact that Libra is going to have. I'm not expecting any fireworks, but I am curious to see exactly what's going to be said and if they're going to be, if by the end of this week, there are a lot of people who think that what we've seen the last couple of days may be a precursor for the potential banning of Libra. Nobody knows, but we'll definitely see. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all, every single one of you, once again for watching and or listening, and I will definitely talk to you all soon. See